Welcome back. It's Thursday.
Is it a week already?
A week has gone by,
Whoa.
and here we are again. If it's Thursday and it's 1 o'clock, then
Gotta be opposite Saxes.
here we are. Yep, we're glad to have you with us again. Thank you again for all of the comments.
Everybody's been very kind.
Yeah, last week's show was about happiness, and there's a lot of people that wrote in and said, you know what, that was a happy show.
I hope so.
They were glad it was a happy show because today
is really going the other way.
Kind of the opposite. But either way, whether it's happy or it's sad, it's brought to you in part by our good friend Irving Chung, who is a franchise specialist. And you've heard us say it before, but if the thought even crosses your mind and you want to know more about it, reach out to Irving. He will give you a free consultation, no obligation. He is very, very knowledgeable about all of the franchise opportunities there are, from full-time to even the most part-time opportunities, and you can get into and add to your full-time job. Reach out to Irving. He's a great guy. He is a franchisee himself, and also he knows what he's talking about.
Yes, he's a smart guy.
He is a very, very smart guy, and he loves when people just ask questions and all, because if he doesn't have the answer, he'll get the answer for you. But I know he's very eye-opening.
Yes.
Sometimes, because if you want a franchise and you say, listen, I've only got this amount of money, could I get into a franchise? There's probably a way that he can get
you in there.
Yeah.
And he has a very pretty wife.
He has
and that accounts for a lot.
Oh, okay. I
thought I'd throw it in.
I'm successful because I have a very pretty wife.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say, but you're partial.
Of course I'm partial.
Anywho.
Yeah. Today we're talking about shots.
That's why I wore my holy shirt. So I can get the needle right in. They can get the needle right in there.
Yes. Where do you want the shot? Just pick a hole.
Yeah, go for it.
Stick it right.
You got it. No. Getting into vaccinations. Now that we're talking about vaccines, did you know that they have to make sure whoever is administering the injection, they have to get it into the muscle? I never knew that, because I have a friend right now that has a lot of pain in her arm because
they hit a vein.
They just didn't hit it in the muscle. And as a result, she's having a lot of pain because the vaccination is crystallizing in the arm.
Is that why they usually do it in the upper arm? Yes. Right, near your shoulders.
Yeah, more muscle,
that
more
is
fat.
more muscle than taking a chance of getting it into. Because I remember hearing that you don't want to inject a serum or something that gets into the bloodstream. You want it to be absorbed into the whole body, and it's better absorbed through the muscles.
Right.
But every time you turn around, they're saying, have you had your flu shot? Have you had your COVID shot? Did you have your booster?
Your shingles?
And I'm still having trouble trying to understand why people, are resistant to getting some of those shots. Most of them, well, especially if you're on Medicare, just about all of them are covered. And many of them, the whole COVID thing, that was all covered. You never had to open your checkbook or your wallet in order to get a COVID shot. You still
shouldn't have to. You're still. Yeah. Now, that's not to say they are going to start where they are going to.
The time is running out for the original inoculations and everything. So if somebody now says after 3 years almost, I think maybe I'll get my COVID shot, it may cost you something out of pocket.
And the boosters will start to cost.
But the apathy toward it is kind of surprising to me, because why wouldn't you want to do something that health-wise and medically is a benefit, not only for you, but for those around you. And I'm not going to fault anybody who says, I just don't believe in it. If you don't, you don't. But if you don't, then that's a reason why maybe you should wear a mask when you go places, is because not so much for your benefit, but for my benefit. That's where the masking thing all started. We are 3 years since the start of COVID now. And so a lot of people have said it's over. And so they stop masking and they go to sporting events, they go to concerts, they go to places where there's lots of other people that you don't know whether they are inoculated. And all of a sudden, somebody tests positive.
Yeah, we are going on another trip.
Yeah.
In the not too distant future. And I am really having some reservations about it because people aren't masking and people aren't taking care of, wait staff are not taking care of tables like they used to with the sanitizing and the cleaning.
They're relaxing.
It's very relaxed, you know, and I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I'm more than a little concerned, especially at our age.
Yeah, the last
younger, I probably wouldn't be.
The last trip that we went on, we had to get a shot within 2 days before boarding the ship.
It wasn't a shot. You had to get a test.
Oh, a test.
You had to take a COVID test
to make sure. And now you don't have to.
No.
They suggest that you do have to present your cards if you are inoculated for them to, but they're starting to relax some of the restrictions. And there's a lot of people that say, yeah, that's a good thing. And there's other people that say it's a bad thing.
Well, if you're going on a cruise and you're going international, you have to take a test. But the other countries, Mexico, Caribbean, you don't have to take a test unless you haven't had any inoculations. If you haven't had any of the COVID shots or the boosters, then I think you have to take a test.
You know, isn't life a chance anyway? I mean, for instance, how often do you send your kids to school and all of a sudden little Johnny or Mary comes home and they're sniffling and sneezing because they picked up the cold that somebody else in the class got? That's been going around for years and years, and they started with flu vaccines.
Yeah, right.
You know, but you are still at risk wherever you go for whatever. You go to a foreign country, there are precautions that you sometimes have to take before you go to those foreign countries.
Yes.
When I was in the service, before I went overseas, man, I had to have malaria, took malaria pills, took shots for diphtheria. We always you had to have tetanus shots. You know, we've been getting shots our whole lives, and that's why I guess I have a hard time understanding why it should be so different when a new disease comes out, and they scramble to try and come up with a shot or an antidote for that.
I was feeling the same way you are feeling, but then I have met some people in passing that have mentioned they have gotten extremely sick from the COVID, from the COVID vaccination. So they are not going forward with any more COVID vaccinations. There are some people that just, now with the flu, I did get a bad reaction to the flu shot.
We both just had flu shots.
Mine was very bad.
Really, it puts you into bed. You were nauseated.
Yeah,
you were wearing sweatshirts and 2 blankets and everything. And you did get a slight fever from it
just
too.
light.
But it was probably a good 24 to 36 hours.
It was 24 hours and it was gone. But it makes you think, well, do I really want to get this flu shot next year?
No, it made me feel like, because you had it, and then, now you want me to go get that and get sick like you?
Right. And you did really well.
I did okay.
You did fine.
I probably
Most
had about
people do
8 to 10 or 12 hours that I felt kind of puny.
Yeah.
And
but by and large, you did really well. And most people do. My sister was fine. Yeah. Our kids were fine.
I guess the old phrase is that the benefits outweigh the risks.
Well, that's true. But for a flu shot, you think, well, if I don't get it, then next year if I get something, I'll take an antibiotic. Well, but then it could be that much worse and I need more than an antibiotic. Will I end up in the hospital? All these things go through your mind. So yes, I probably will get another flu shot next year. But there are people that seriously cannot take some of these vaccines. And I get that. But for those that can, why wouldn't you do that so that you are not making your family ill? You are not making
Right.
your coworkers ill. Or you're not. Who wants to take a chance of you getting sick? Because basically, if you get COVID and you know it because you got through it,
That's why I
you
say
went through it.
do it for my benefit, not
But look at the
necessarily
time
yours.
it cost you. Even though you weren't really sick for a couple weeks, by the time you quarantined, by the time we figured out what was wrong with you, by the time you felt like really doing very much, 2 weeks went by. So you lose some time. You might lose some time at work,
You know, and
but
each year they just like with COVID. COVID was COVID when it first came out, COVID-19. Then all of a sudden there was this variant,
Mhm.
and then
That's
there
what
was
happened.
that variant,
Right.
and they came out with the booster to help you with the variants. And
Right.
it's the same thing with the flus. There could be an Asian flu, and then there could be a European flu, and each year there's another strain that
Yeah.
they discover, and they modify the flu shots. And there are some people that religiously will get a flu shot every year. And let's face it, what's the real purpose of getting these flu shots and these vaccines? It's not to keep you from getting sick, but it's to keep you out of the hospital so that if you get that cold, you'll recover and your immune system will help you out a little bit faster so that you don't end up on a respirator in a hospital someplace because you failed to take that simple free shot that could have been a benefit.
Well, you were the same way as I would venture to say a lot of other people. You didn't want to get that flu
Yeah.
shot. You have just started getting it the last year or two. You didn't want to get the flu. You were dead set against it. You didn't want the pneumonia shot. You did. I think maybe because as we age, you realize
That's part of it.
I am susceptible. Now I'm at that time where I thought I never would be thinking of it,
Yeah,
thinking of a
well,
vaccination.
the older that you get, the less
Yeah.
your immune system may be able to react to it.
True.
And I gotta say, you've been on my butt year after year after year to get some of these shots, and I've maybe I will, maybe I won't, and sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, but lately it's been not only you yelling in one ear, but it's been my
Your
doctor
new doctor.
in the other ear that's saying, listen, he says, it's your choice. You can do it or you don't have to do it. But
However,
the line is, if I were you, I would do it. And I would do it sooner than later. Okay, doc. In fact, you can go right down the hall and have it done before you leave here. Okay, doc.
So you have only one shot left.
Yeah, I've got a COVID shot left.
Oh no, then you got 2 shots left.
What? What's the other one?
Shingles.
Oh, shingles.
Oh my gosh. Shingles.
Yeah, that one, I guess I don't know why I've resisted that one because I guess it's because I've had shingles twice. And
well, so did I.
Well, wasn't there,
that's why I got the shot.
When there thought that if you've had it, it's like measles or mumps that
no.
once you've had it, you're less likely to get it again.
But you got shingles a second time.
I did.
There you go.
Different type of shingles.
It was, yeah, me too. But you still got it, and that's really kind of an unpleasant one. You really just don't want to. I don't think you want to chance that, but maybe you do. But maybe you don't because
maybe you don't.
I don't know.
Maybe you got your wife yelling in one ear and you got your doctor yelling in the other ear.
Hey, but it's, as they say, it's a free country.
Yeah.
Y'all do what you think you need to do or what you don't need to do.
Well, I guess it's priorities. I mean, I think I don't. Maybe I should be putting shingles in the same category as pneumonia or flu. I guess I don't. Mentally, it just says to me, oh, that's more of an elective type shot than
no, I get that.
More necessary.
I get that, but it's a lousy. It's like, remember, did you get the mumps? God, I can still remember the time I got the mumps and the pain in my neck.
I was
and my
really,
glands.
really young when I got the mumps. I was a little older when I got the measles and the chicken pox.
Yeah. So why do you want to go through something
measles
like that?
and the chicken pox chicken pie, the itching. I remember that.
Well, you think
I
you're
was
itching
grade school
for that. When you get the shingles again.
Don't say when you get it again.
Well, yeah, no.
If you get
If
it.
you should go
See,
get that shot. Then you don't have to worry.
I'm an optimist. You're the pessimist. Chances
No.
are I'm going to get shingles, so I'm going to go get a shingle shot. And I say, no. Although I guess I've often said, you know, I'm lucky. I haven't gotten sick in 2 years. And then all of a sudden,
Don't open your mouth.
Yeah.
The minute you open your mouth.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. So I guess the gist of it is,
It's
what
up
is the
to
gist of
well,
it? It's up
the
to
gist
everybody.
is it's really your choice.
always
It's up to
is.
you. I would follow the recommendations of your doctor, because a doctor can look over your charts and see if you are becoming more susceptible to getting certain ailments.
Right.
You know, and if he says you're stronger than an ox and you don't really need to, wait till next year. Fine, take that under advisement. But I guess if your doctor says to you, I would highly recommend it, he's probably speaking with some authority.
I would think he knows a little something.
Yes.
So.
And speaking with a little bit of authority.
Yeah.
Come back in again next week.
Ah, yes.
Will you be here?
Where else would I be?
Okay. See, those are doctor's orders. Okay.
It's on my calendar.
Follow them. Make it a good day. Come back and see us next week.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Bye.